Okay, not me just saying like, I'm really nervous about doing this challenge and then being so excited. Oh my gosh, I thought I wasn't recording for a second and my heart literally fell out of my butt. What's up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Tori if you're new. I am so incredibly grateful that you clicked on this video. Today we're gonna be talking about my January TBR. If you're new to my channel, TBRs are not something that I usually do. I'm not a TBR person. Usually if I create a TBR list, even if I'm super interested in the books, it makes me like not want to pick up those books. I don't know why. I am just a mood reader at heart and I can't shake being a mood reader and not having the freedom to pick up whatever I want at any given time. So if I don't get to all of these books, please don't punch me in the face. For 2023, I'm participating in Romanceopoly, which is like a TBR game. So what I did was I printed out all of the prompts and I put them in my little TBR jar and we are going to pick them at random. So I'm gonna be doing 3 or 4 of these prompts each month and that way I can get through all of the prompts throughout the year. So that being said, we're gonna pick out 4 of these at random. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see what we got. Okay, my first one, I left this closer to the top because I did want to do it in like January or February. So the first prompt that we got is the winter prompt. Read a book where the cover is blue, black, silver, or it is a winter holiday book. So for this prompt, I think I'm going to read The Empress of Time by Kylie Lee Baker. This cover is black. It's also just literally stunning. This is the second book in the Keeper of Night duology. Keeper of Night was a 5-star read for me. I loved it so much. It was on my favorite books of 2022 list. And I've been meaning to get to the second book. I ordered it as soon as it came out. It got released, I think in October of last year. I had pre-ordered it, it showed up and then I just never got to it. So we are going to read this book. This is a YA horror fantasy book about our main character Rin, who is half British Reaper, half Japanese Shinigami, which is like a death god. And there's so many cool and creepy and scary creatures. These books are actually really, really creepy in terms of the atmosphere. And then Rin is kind of a villainous main character, so I can't wait to get back into this world. Okay, the next prompt that we got is called BFFs House. Read a friends to lovers romance book. Genre only, you can do YA or new adult. These little prompts are so cute, by the way. I need to do some research about what I want to read for this prompt because I'm not usually a friends to lovers girly, so hold please. Okay, I think that I found one that I'm interested in. I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes trying to figure this one out. I've been kind of dreading this prompt. And of course I pull it in January. So my friends to lovers that I'm going to read is Bad Boys Break Hearts by Michaela Smeltzer. Our 2 main characters have history together, which I think is kind of fun. His name is Mason Wade. He's the star pitcher of Aldridge University baseball team. He's a lot of things. Rich, hotter than sin, the campus's reigning bad boy. We knew each other once upon a time, but even if I'm named after a princess, it doesn't mean that my life is a fairy tale. My plan is to keep my head down, get my degree, and leave this town. But the moment Mason recognizes me, all my carefully laid plans come crumbling down. He's decided he wants to make my life a living hell, but I'm not so easy to push around and won't put up with his bully playground antics. Too bad for me. I've never been able to resist him. One of the books that I read in 2022 was Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by, I think, Monica Murphy, and it was a very similar premise. It was these 2 high school seniors who like always avoided each other. They just didn't get along very well, and he decided to like make her life a living hell and all that stuff, and it was so good, and that is giving similar vibes. Okay, our next Romanceopoly prompt is Fang Alley. Read a paranormal where one of the main characters is a vampire. Honestly, say less. I am going to read Scarlett St. Clair's new book, Queen of Myth and Monsters, which is the Adrian and Isolde series. The first book was King of Battle and Blood. Period. Okay, and then the last Romanceopoly prompt is Rainbow Row, which is LGBTQ+. Read any LGBTQ+ romance book. I love this prompt. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I want to read for this prompt. Do I have anything on my shelves? Okay, Hold again. Okay, for the Rainbow Row, I'm going to read The Valkyries Daughter by Tiana Warner. This is a fantasy enemies to lovers sapphic romance. Mic drop. Amazing. So our main character is Sigrid. She is kind of an outcast in society. She doesn't know who her parents were. She wants to become a mighty, fearless Valkyrie, as we all do, honestly. But without a winged mare, she is a mere stable hand. So she gets this vision. She says that the eye shows her a vision where she's leading a Valkyrie charge on the legendary 8-legged horse Sleipnir? Question mark. She grabs at the possibility of this greater destiny with both hands, refusing to let go. Too bad that the only one who can help her to get there is Miriam, an enemy Valkyrie who begrudgingly agrees to lead her to Helheim, but who certainly can't be trusted, even if she does make Sigrid more than a little flustered, as they cross the 9 worlds, battling night elves, riding sea serpents, and hurtling into fire to learn the truth about Sigrid's birthright. An unexpected but powerful bond forms. Oh my goodness. Okay. The other book that I need to read in January, I decided on this kind of a while ago, like 2 months ago. The first book that I'm going to be reading in 2023 to start off the year right is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is going to be my first reread of this book. I read it the first time, was absolutely obsessed with it, and I knew that I wanted to return to it down the line. So now is the time. So we are going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm so excited for this. And then the other hopeful that I have for the month is the first official book of the main plot line of The Witcher, which is Blood of Elves. I can't wait for this. The audiobooks for this series blow my stinking mind. Like, the narrator goes so hard. The production of these audiobooks are incredible. So I'm going to be reading along with the audiobook for this one. And then the last 3 books that I need to mention are all book club books that I have to read. First book that I need to talk about is the January pick for the Chaos Court, which is The Destroyer by Meg something. I'll pop it up on the screen. This is my friend Val's absolute favorite book. She is just preaching the gospel of the Destroyer. So it is a fantasy romance. Our main character is this cute little archaeologist girl, and I don't know what she has to do, but it's some kind of adventure, and I can't wait to read it. JMO's scared because there's people like walking around in the hallway and it makes him nervous, so he's gonna join us. The last 2 books that I have to talk about are our book picks for the Confused Queens Book Club. I still have to read our December book, which was Magnolia Parks. It's not that I don't want to read this book, it's that I've been in such a fantasy mood that switching to kind of a contemporary romance is just really difficult for me. But I know once I read it, I'm going to love it. It is a very toxic romance about these rich kids that are in the UK, and they're just not good for each other. They're just bad for each other, but they love each other and they keep coming back to each other. It's been compared to a Chuck and Blair type relationship from Gossip Girl, if you've watched that. And all of my friends are obsessed with this book, and I need to read it, and it's our book club pick for December. And then our January book club pick for the Confused Queens Book Club is Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I have this book on pre-order. It hasn't come in yet when I'm filming this, so I'll pop up a picture, but this is I think a companion book from the Folk of the Air series. In this book, we get to follow Oak, who is Jude's little brother. It's one of my most anticipated releases of 2023, and I cannot wait to read it. I love that we're all going to talk about it on our live show. I'm over the moon. So that is it, my friends. That is my TBR for January. I feel like this is quite ambitious. I didn't count how many books it is, but we'll see how it goes. I'm so excited. I hope that you are too. If you read any of the books that I mentioned, please let me know in the comments down below, or let me know what books you're excited to read in January, and I'll see you in my next video, friends.